Hey everybody, my name is Paul Wells. I'm the president and founder of Elkmont Media. Today we have with us author Manswell Peterson, wanting to talk about your new book. We're really excited. Look, I got the book and everything right here. We're going to be talking about his book, Tracks of My Tears, and we're honored to have you with us today. Tell us a little bit about your book. This is exciting.
Well, Tracks of My Tears, it is a personal story about my journey growing up in South Georgia, but my mom was hooked in that first wave of people that got hooked on crack cocaine, and this was, in the 80s. And so I detailed the drama and trauma that I went through, growing up as a child with a parent, because my parents were divorced, and so my mom got hooked on crack cocaine, and Tracks of My Tears, literally, I give you the tracks of my tears when I tell you about the evictions and everything else that I deal with and all the drama and the pain that, a lot of kids are going through. And I had to write that book personally for me to get over the pain of it. But when I realized how many people it was impacting, it was amazing because people would email me, I let my child read this book because, we give them so much and they don't appreciate it. And so we had them read your book. And now, the children are more appreciative. Something as simple as missing out on prom because my mom took my prom money and use it for crack cocaine. So it's like you see all these prom pictures where these parents are having to spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Literally, I lost all of that, and I never got a chance to experience it. So, half the stuff the kids are going through now, I never got a chance to experience the happiness of that one. And Tracks is really, it's helpful to teenagers, but young adults as well. And parents and teachers are using it all across the country. It's exciting.
That's really exciting. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. How many books have you written?
Well, I've written 13 books for myself personally. I've ghostwritten for some celebrities. This is going in 2020 will be year number 14 of me writing. I started writing technically in the fifth grade, but professionally 14 years. And, I'm excited about it. 2019 was a breakthrough year for me. 2020, they're expecting more. So I'm excited about some of the material I'm going to bring to you. So I did the Denzel Washington. I've been writing romance and drama and everything else for the longest. And so now you're going to get some of the darker stories from me, the Alphabet Killer and some other stories. So, 2020 is that transitional year for me. So my fans are excited. I'm excited, and I'm just looking forward to continue to do things I do, help out in the community and go from there. And see
That's
what happens.
awesome. Well, yeah, you mentioned helping out the community. Tell me a little bit about another reason why this book is so important to you. On getting
Well,
it out
I'm a,
there.
I'm a, I'm, I'm a disabled vet, and we use that book. Most of the proceeds from that book actually go to help disabled veterans out and their families. So let's say, for instance, there's a disabled vet, and she's a single mom in Texas, and she's behind on her rent. People find me, and they'll tell them, hey, there's a guy, he's an author, Manswell Peterson, he's in Georgia. Email him and ask him to see if he can help you. And literally what I'll do is, we have probably the simplest verification. They'll go to the landlord will print out, hey, this person has 2 months behind on their rent. If they don't pay, they're going to get evicted in so many days. And then I have the funds from the book there, and guess what I do? I work it out with the landlord. I'll overnight the money. I'll PayPal the landlord if I have to, whatever I got to do to keep that disabled veteran house. And so we've done it for families from Florida to California, from Texas to New York. And so that's the most beautiful thing about it because I'm not saying that the government agencies aren't there to help, but imagine you only have 12 days to get, your funds in. And they go fill out the paperwork with the government. Of course, they're going to tell you fill out the paperwork. It's going to take 30 days to process. And then even after they process it, it might have to go to a committee or two or three, or they might have to go to a selection group of people. And then they decide who we're going to help. And they rank it. When I get your email in, you're priority number one for me. And I rank them like that. And so I just help until I run out of funds. And, just like now, it's a week before Christmas. And, I have some disabled veterans that we're about to put in a hotel, to enjoy the Christmas holiday season. I love doing this every year. So, people come on board, they make donations and they do whatever they got to do to help me out with this. And those homeless veterans, they get that hot meal, they get that hot shower, they get that bed, they get to watch a little cable TV. And so, it's the little things that we take for granted that I'm just trying to give them a little piece of it back. And so, throughout the year we do it all the time, but Christmas is even more special. So right now I'm in crunch time for the Miracle at Christmas again, and we're gonna get it done. We always do. People somehow, some way, some guardian angel always comes through and says, "Okay, I know you're short. Here you are." And the people that support me, they do it, and it's just amazing. What we do and how we do it. But we cut the red tape out. There is no red tape. They walk them in the bathroom and say, "Okay, this is what this is your shower, this is your bed, that's your TV, enjoy it." And when we actually put the menu out there for them, you can see their faces. It's like we have the turkey and the ham and the dressing and the yams and the pies and the cakes, and they're like, "So how much can we eat?" And I'm like, "Eat until you're full." And when you finish, guess what? We got the TV set up, to watch, sports. And then, we try to give them some games. So we sit there and we laugh. And the one thing I always tell people is that, and this is what, what gets me in the social media age, is that normally people love to shame people like that all the time.
Right.
And I won't do it. I've turned down people offering me help and money because they want to shame people. And it's like, well, let me just put it up here if I can video it. I'm like, when you help from the heart. It's like when you go to church, to get that message, from God, via your pastor. I'm helping through the heart. I'm not doing it to shame them for likes on social media. I'm not doing it so that, I can go get all these likes so people say, "Hey, great job," whatever else. I don't need the pat on the back. I'm doing it because it's the human thing to do. You're supposed to be helping each other out. So literally, like I said, we're behind on everything right now, but I'm gonna do it. And I'm trying not to cry right now because I'm sitting here like, okay, I got the vans ready to pick these guys up, and I got to get this stuff in. And people always say, how can one person make a difference? You really can't. Yes, you can. I'm doing it here, and you'll be surprised when I helped that veteran in Minnesota last week, and it threw us off. But guess what? I helped that veteran out, and she was like, "Well, I got 3 kids for Christmas, and we don't have anything." And I'm sitting there like, okay, we're going to pay the rent. Let's get the kids some toys. Let's get them a tree. In Atlanta, we did the same exact thing. And literally, I was sitting there and the mom had no idea what was coming. She's worried about being evicted. And instead, I drove up to the apartment complex and I talked to the manager. "Here's your check from the federal. That's the rent." So now her rent's covered till February. And then we went and got the mom and said, "Okay, let's go to Walmart." And so she was like, "Well, what?" I said, "Let's go get Christmas." So we went and got the tree and all the decorations and everything else. But when you saw the kids' faces, they were like, "What's going on here?" And you could tell they were worried about it because they knew mom was in trouble. And then you got these 3 guys and this 1 female, and we all had on our military hats and everything else. And we walked in, it was like, there's the tree, we're putting the tree together, all the gifts were wrapped before the kids get there, so they don't know what they got for Christmas.
Right.
And it's like, it's literally so funny, but just the joy of them knowing that we got gifts under our tree. We got a tree. See, think about it. Something that we take for granted. Most of us had our tree up Thanksgiving, right? These people are just now getting trees. And so it's amazing, again, what you do when you do it with love. And love is just the power. And so, again, Christmas is coming. Christmas is going to come and go. January is going to come. February is going to come. And you know what? All these people disappeared on them. March, April, May, June, July, August is going to come. And these people disappear. We're here. We're always going to be here. There's not going to be any red tape. And I'm just going to keep pushing until God calls me home. So that's why we do what we do. That's why I love doing it. I love seeing the smiles on their faces. But I will tell a person in a heartbeat, if you want to do it for social media likes or, or to shame them, whatever else, I won't let you help, man. And I've turned down money before and people look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, no. If you're going to do it from the heart, And it's like the example, I saw a cartoon of they had someone drowning with their hand up asking for help. And everybody had their phones out. And this is the side that we live in now. So instead of doing it that way, I'll reach my hand out and I'll pull you out the water. Now you're not drowning.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love what you're doing. I love how you're doing it. It's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Definitely, I appreciate it. So, hey, I appreciate the interview. I
Yeah.
appreciate, you guys even seeing what we're doing, but we're gonna keep pushing. And
Go get the word out. Hopefully, we can help get some money and sell some books and help
yes,
some veterans out.
I appreciate it. Definitely, I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who's listening, who's watching. Hey, help out. $1, 5, 10, whatever you want to do, 25, it doesn't matter. As long as you don't want to shame nobody, we'll take your help. And I appreciate it. And that's how we do. So again, I have to thank you in advance. Thank everybody who's listening or watching. We are one world. We are one village. We all serve God in our own way, and that's what we're gonna do. So I appreciate everybody in advance. I thank you in advance, from all the veterans that we're gonna benefit and help. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. We appreciate you too. You're doing great work. I'm extremely proud to have you as one of my friends. It's exciting. Tell me, what's the best way for people to buy the book? What's the easiest way for them to get their hands on this?
If they want to get the book, now they can order a copy like you got. They can order a paperback, but most people actually do the Kindle version.
Okay.
And if you don't have a Kindle, here's the beautiful thing about technology. You can have a smartphone, you can have a laptop, a desktop, and you can actually order the Kindle version. You can get the free Kindle app from Google Play, and it's free. Download it, and then you can go right to Amazon and you can order the book right there. And it's about $6 cheaper. And so less than a cup of coffee, and you get to buy that book, but you're supporting disabled veterans at the same time. Obviously, if you get the Kindle, you have instant access to the book, and then, it allows you to share it with, one other person. And so that's the beauty of it. So, fastest way to get it, Amazon via the Kindle app.
So tell me, if someone doesn't want to buy the book for whatever reason, which it's a really good book and they should buy it, but if they want to donate beyond the book, what's the best way for them to reach out to you and do that?
Well, they can actually make a donation via Cash App, and that will be at Money Q Peterson. That's MoneyQPeterson, or they can PayPal at Dr. L.M. Peterson at yahoo.com for PayPal, or they can actually walk into a Navy Federal branch, and get you the account number. They can walk right up there and say, "Hi," get a deposit slip and say, "I want to make a deposit in this account right here," and Navy Federal will process the deposit for them. They can go from there, but most people do it right from the comfort of their home via PayPal or Cash App. And every bit goes, like I said, when every bit of that comes in, it goes directly to the veterans. No red tape. And believe it or not, it'll be people here who will see this interview, and they'll be like, "I know somebody who needs help." And guess what? If we have it, we don't wait. There is no red tape. We send it right to them. We get with the landlord. We get with let's say they have a car and they're about to get repossessed. You're a disabled veteran. Every veteran has that letter. They email me a copy of that letter, and that landlord, that car company, they give me copies of that. We'll reach out. We'll get it paid. Boom. They're taken care of. No red tape versus 45, 60, 90 days, because in that 45, 60, 90 days, now we just added another homeless veteran to the rolls again. And that's what I want to prevent.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, you and I were talking the other day about the red tape and how a lot of these professional fundraisers, they hold back so much money for their administration and all these other things, or fancy buildings, things like that. And some of them hold back, 90% or 95%, and only a very small percentage actually goes to what it should go to. Tell me about how you're different. How much of it actually goes to people it's supposed to help?
Guess what? I don't have any administrative fees. It's just me and my wife. I have plenty of other friends who will help me if they're in that area. They might go out for me and just go talk to the landlord, because veterans, we have a network of veterans all over the country. And so you might have a veteran who might get a letter and say, "Okay, Manswell, I got this letter. I'm gonna send you an email copy." Okay, fine. I'll tell them, go to the landlord, find out from the landlord how much is it, when is it due. Let them know we're about to get it paid for this disabled veteran. And this is just one group of veterans helping out another. So we don't have admin costs. We don't have that. So there is no pullback 50%, 60%, 80%. There's no 20%. There's no 10%. Now when you buy the book, obviously Amazon's going to take their part.
Right.
I pay taxes on that part. And that's why some people will just say, "Okay, how about if I donate $100? How about I donate $50? And so, we did a campaign where we didn't expect it to be as wonderful as it did, but we were like, we're looking for 10,000 people to donate $10. And, we matched it. we matched it. We got it, and it was so shocking. You know, we were sitting like, okay, now we actually have our yearly budget, and we still push the book, and then what we thought was great with those 10,000 people, we had a list of people, and so by the time we finished, we were actually negative 400 some odd dollars in the hole. But look how many people we helped. And imagine if we pull back 90% of that, only $10,000 of that would have went to the veterans. Whereas, we kicked out the $100,000. And one thing I tell everybody is that there is no repay back. You don't have to pay it back, nothing. I tell them, when you get back on your feet, pay it forward. So that, you don't have to pay it back. If you have your disability in process, you have your Social Security in process, whatever else, you're a disabled veteran. We're going to look out for you.
Right.
The country promised they were going to do it. So now we're just doing it with the help of good-hearted people, because I guarantee you, if we reach another 100,000 people and they give $5 a piece, all that money's going to go to disabled veterans. It's going to go to help them out with their bills. Some actually will email in and say, look, we don't have food in the house. And so what we do is we just email them a Walmart gift card. And so they can actually go on Walmart and use that, that gift card right there online. And so you can actually go right there, pull it up, and they'll scan it right there at the cash register for them. So we have emergencies that come up all of the time. And, when it happens, guess what? We try to have it in there, because I know what it's like to actually be hungry. I know what it's like to not have a roof over your head. Part of attracting my tears. That's why they got to read it, so they can understand everything that happens there. And, literally, even with my story, I'm waiting on the VA right now for something for 3 years. For 3 years, I'm waiting on the VA. And, people are like, why don't you ever think about yourself first? And I'm like, because the veterans that I'm helping, they're worse off than I am. And so that's why we do it. So no, there is a zero admin cost for us. We have zero compared to other people, even people with 20, 30, 40, 50%. And they're like, that's a good number. No, it's not. Not to me, it's not. So I do my part to offset that. Instant help, no red tape, nothing that. We do a simple verification with the landlord, whatever company they're behind, whether it's a power company, the car company, whether it's their landlord with their rent, if it's a mortgage company. And those companies, believe it or not, all they want is the payment. They really don't care. If I'm telling them I'm going to send you a payment from Navy Federal, they really don't care, but they know, okay, this person's about to do it. And so the payment gets processed, and now the veteran's covered. So, to give you guys an example, let's say if a veteran's 2 months behind their rent, that third month is when that eviction happens. So what we try to do is we try to go and cover the 2 months that are behind, and then we try to give them 2 more months. That gives them a little leeway so that, they can actually lay their head down and rest at night knowing, okay, I got a little wiggle room. I got a little more time to try to get this figured out. And we do it for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, Army, Marine, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. We take care of everybody. And we do it with love, and that's what we do it for.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited. I'm a big spender. I got the big book.
Well,
I'm really excited about everything you're doing, and your passion for veterans is inspiring. We appreciate everything that you're doing. Thank you so much for spending some time with us this afternoon. Look forward to finishing up the book and sharing this. This is going to make a perfect stocking stuffer for a few folks over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Manswell Peterson, author, joining us live from Albany, Georgia.
Yes.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right.